The weekend is here and so are we. My name is Joyce Chicks.
I'm Juliet Onavai.
And I'm Adria Omoigede.
This is the Weekend Rundown. Thank you for sticking around. And now, the Weekend Rundown is a show where we give you a rundown of 10 of the craziest stories that we saw in the past week. Now, over the course of about 2 to 3 weeks, we've been giving you an update on the A$AP Rocky situation. Now, if you're not up to date, A$AP Rocky was arrested a few weeks ago in Sweden for alleged assault. Now, if he is convicted, he faces up to 2 years in prison. But that is not why we're here. He is, however, they're not guilty, so, grace his elbow. Anyways, a woman has been arrested for attacking the Swedish embassy and telling them to free A$AP Rocky. And when I say attack, I mean attack, lifting tables, breaking. And it wasn't her first time, it was her second time she was attacking the embassy. The first time she came there, she allegedly threw a cup of Coca-Cola at them.
Oh! Wow.
The fan base is too strong.
Now that's a die-hard fan.
That's a sociopath. Alright, let's go straight into the countdown. On our number 10 spot, Adria Omoigede has us covered from some words of advice all the way from Ghana.
Yes, a Ghanaian actor named Omoisiki says it is better to spend money on women than it is to buy landed property.
Not just landed properties, properties.
As in, down to buy
Strong
properties.
points were made across board.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then he says that he's keeping the legacy of his family. Now, his family is a family of womanizers, and so he's keeping that legacy. He would rather spend money on women rather than buy properties. And now, that's not just the only thing. Here's the shocker. He has slept with over 2,500 women already.
Now that's keeping the legacy, for real.
It's funny, yeah? But I want to
Speechless.
I feel like sexual promiscuity on any gender is not cute. Because if a woman came out and said that she was keeping up the legacy of prostitutes in her family and she was stepping over
Should have not-
She'll be slammed.
There's been a lot of slander, and he's a man in a prominent position, he's in the public eye, he's an actor, and you just say this and you get away with it.
Like nothing happened.
Exactly, and it's really ridiculous.
And he's proud of himself.
Alright, so moving into our number 9 story, it's something that is hilarious but not so funny. Now, as we all know, West African artists, especially those from Nigeria, have been making waves in the entertainment industry, especially for music. Now, we've been collaborating with very big acts from Tyler Sign to Beyonce. It's been great. And a lot of South Africans have not been taking it very lightly. Now, even when Beyonce dropped her album, her extended EP that she piggybacked off the Lion King franchise, when in the AFCON, when we beat South Africa, AKA kept ranting about there's a rivalry between Nigeria and South Africa and they're always losing. I don't know what a rivalry is. If you're always losing, it's not a rivalry. Anyways, and they've carried it now into entertainment. Now, very recently, after Burna Boy dropped his album, The African Giants, his team did a great job. There's a lot of media, a lot of tour. They're on Apple Music, they're on Billboard, they're on YouTube. They're doing madness. Casper Nyovest, who is a rapper in South Africa, decided to say this. He said he wishes he was Nigerian sometimes.
Why?
But in the Nigerian music industry, that there is no squabbles, that we are all very peaceful, and Nigerians support their musicians very well. That even if you tune to local stations or international stations, as far as they're playing in Nigeria, it's going to be a lot more of Nigerian music than foreign music. Discuss.
Now that is true, because there's one thing I know about Nigerians. First of all, we might say our country is bad, we might be all sad or angry about the state of our country, but then when it comes to supporting ourselves outside to the world, like, Nigerians stick together.
It's called Don't Touch My
We
Trash.
fight for ourselves. It's like, nobody has the right to insult Nigerians but Nigerians. Now that's
But I feel like it's a certain level of inferiority complex to say that you wished you were Nigerian, because at some point, especially in hip hop, South Africa was ruling, and I don't think every Nigerian artist said I wish I was South African.
Well, people need to learn how to be more comfortable with their space. And then another thing just came to my mind. He who wears the shoes knows where it pinches. Now, you cannot make conclusions if you're not in the Nigerian industry. I'm sure that we all have our own squabbles and once in a while have issues. So you cannot just come and say, this and that, we don't have squabbles. We have our own.
Now, when we look at it from another angle, it's okay, it might not just really mean I wish I were Nigerian. It might just mean that he admires Nigerians, and that's not really a problem.
If we're going to be frank, Nigeria makes some of the best music on the continent, so I am nowhere near surprised or shocked that we give the most airplay to our own music. Now, moving into the story on our number 8 spot, Juliet Onova is going to have us covered in that. It's something really, really sad, and we just need to talk about it.
Okay, now this story is on suicide. Now, earlier this week, a Lagos State Polytechnic student, Bamidele, he committed suicide after being ridiculed for not being able to pay his tuition.
Oh my God.
Now, the student's course coordinator, Mr. Pearl, was said to it was
ridiculed the students.
Yeah, it ridiculed him that why are you not being able to pay your school fees, and he felt depressed. He fell into depression, and he committed suicide. Well, there was a protest. There was a protest on this issue, and Mr. Pearl apparently said it is not his business, according to him.
Oh my God. Like, after
And
the
the students were
died,
dismissed.
I don't get it. Like, this is a serious matter. Someone died in the process.
I hope you can't sleep at night.
Let me not say something else. But anyway,
Someone has said that it's not his business. That man will sleep
it's
very well at
sad.
night.
I'm going to say I sympathize with the family. It's really sad. You don't want to lose a child.
Like, it is not your fault you're not able to pay your school fees. It's like, okay, I don't feel like paying my school fees, or I don't have. It's not your fault that you're not capable of doing something
Yes, at the end of the day, we
financially.
need to realize that Nigeria has a mental health crisis that nobody is looking at. It is getting worse by the day. Now, moving into our number 7 story for the week, let me tell you, Nigerians are onto something. Okay? Now, when we watch foreign movies, we see them kissing their dog. The dog is licking them all over. Oh my God, it's so cute. It's so... We don't do that over here, and it is for some
It's for a reason.
Now, an Ohio woman has had to have her limbs, all 4 of them, partially amputated. I don't know what's the meaning of partially amputated.
That's not partial.
I'm just going to move on. From a sickness she caught from her dog's saliva.
Oh my
Now,
God.
apparently she
Who knew dog
got
saliva
down
could do
with a
that?
very heavy fever, nausea and everything, and then she was rushed to the hospital, and because of how serious the fever was, they had to put her on induced coma. She spent about 80 days in the hospital, and when she was finally released, she had to lose both her legs and both of
All
her
because
arms.
of a
An
pet?
investigation found out that she got the sickness from her dog's saliva.
Oh my God. That's like.
Who
really
knew dog
horrible.
saliva could actually give you something
Because
bad?
I mean, there's rabies. We knew
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
We
there
knew. We
are
always
things
knew.
from
We just
dog
never
bites.
let them
You
leave
know,
us.
dog saliva, it's when you get bitten by a dog, that's when you get rabies. But
Yeah,
dog
but saliva is
saliva,
involved.
okay. Now,
Yes, now there's teeth involved too. I mean, okay, not to shape. I'm not really a pet fan, so but
But this just goes to all pet owners.
Actually, it's not
You need to
Ebola.
give your dogs all their shots. You need to take them to the
Yeah,
veterinary
yeah.
doctor as often as possible,
need to
because
do
you
that.
don't know the kind of thing that they could pick up. They're always biting and chewing and going through trash. They obviously are picking up things as they go. You need to make sure that all your pets are getting their shots, or you lose your leg. And finally, for the story at number 6, before we go on a short break. Now, this is a story that I think is very touchy in the climate that we are in, but thankfully, Nigeria is not really in that climate. Now, Mario Lopez, you guys know Mario Lopez, one of the most beautiful men I've ever seen in my life. Has this dimples to die for. He's an actor, he's a dancer, he's a show host, he's everything in between. Now, he was invited to a talk show, and the issue of transgendered people came up, and especially transgendered children. Now, there's a trend in some Western countries, especially the United States, where young children are allowed to transgender. Now, Charlize Theron is somebody who can use as an example for that. She has a child, a boy that she adopted, and the boy, I think the boy is trying to a girl, or the girl is trying to a boy. I don't really know. So anyways, he was like, he doesn't need to tell you how to raise your children, but he doesn't think that a child that is 3 years old should tell you that I feel like I'm a boy in a girl's body, and then you encourage it. Anyway,
Yes.
he's getting a lot of bashing on social media, saying that he's going against the LGBT society, and he has apologized.
I'm just saying.
now that is crazy. I feel like the only time a child should be able to speak up that I want to be a boy, I want to be a girl, is when they are 18, when they are fully...
They should have grown to a particular extent, but well.
That is the climate that we're in right now. And on that note, we're going to go on a short break. When we come back, we're going to give you the top 5 stories. But this week, it's the weekend rundown.
And we're back. It's still the weekend rundown on the TSL Nigeria TV. Now, we have done top 5 so far. I'm going to go straight to the number 6 story, which is man slits throat of his daughter because he feels like it. Now, I don't understand why a man would slit his daughter's throat just because he feels like it. Now, Juliet has it covered. Juliet.
But earlier this week, now this is a really creepy story, I
I'm
say.
scared already.
Now, this man in Adamawa State, Yola precisely, he just woke up one morning and he felt like slitting his daughter's throat.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
Now, the mother of the victim actually got called from work that this is what happened in your house. And now she's actually the breadwinner of the family, first of all.
Oh my God.
She's an house help somewhere in the neighborhood, and she was called back home and she got this really sad news and she had to run back home. And then she later confessed to the police that this is actually not the first time he has attempted murder, because he has actually subsequently threatened their lives before.
And then she didn't.
And then she didn't move out of the house. She stayed till they would have killed somebody.
Domestic violence in play.
I don't know what to say. It's
Someone has
crazy.
threatened you that it will slaughter the family
And
one
I
by
just
one,
think
and you
it's a
still stay,
psychological
and you still
problem.
left this same man with your daughter.
Well, it was his daughter as well, so you can't really blame her for leaving her child
Yes,
with the father
daughter's
of the
supposed,
child.
the daughter's supposed to feel safe around the
Exactly.
father. But
There's
since
things
she
that
knows
you
that
can
there has been a,
envision, things that you just
threat,
can't.
since there's been a threat, I think she should have been a lot more cautious.
Exactly.
I feel like we're victim blaming here. I think
Okay.
she was the victim here. She was the breadwinner of the family. She clearly can't take her child to war,
I understand.
and she never knew that her husband would try to kill his own child. These are things that are just far-fetched. Anyway, so we're going to move now into our number 4 story, and this is just as disheartening. Now, we know that the rate of suicide in Nigeria is at an all-time high. It's like every other week or every other month, there's a brand new story of a person trying to kill himself through one means or another. Now, the more common means are usually jumping over the third mainland bridge or using sniper. Well, something else is in the news and it's just as disturbing. Now, apparently, a man in Ibadan threw himself in front of a moving trailer in hopes of killing himself, and it was successful.
Why did you just say it was successful?
Yeah.
Someone
He didn't
killed
fail.
himself. I don't know. I
Now
don't know
that
what to say
is-
about suicide. There's just a whole lot that needs to be addressed about this.
I
matter.
just, the pain is a little bit too much for me.
I don't know. Why would someone jump in front of a trailer just to kill himself? Sad.
You know, sorry to say, but sometimes I think to myself, these people that commit suicide, first of all, even if you want to die, like you just want to leave this earth, why not do it with a, should I say, less painful
There's
means?
no less painful way to
Oh, no.
die.
I think they are jumping in front of
It's
the trailer.
dying.
It's just, don't you think about the
It's dying.
pains
need
you
to
go
put
through
your
before you
family
die?
into consideration. It's still
Well,
dying.
either way, I hope that they find the peace that they were searching for in the first place, and I hope that we can finally resolve our mental health crisis in Nigeria, because it is nothing to joke about. It's been happening for far too long, and something has to be done about it. Okay, right now we're moving into our number 3 story, and this one is bizarre, blowing my mind, and I can't even explain it. Now, we already know that the human mouth has about how many? 32?
Yeah, teeth.
Is it up and down or just altogether?
Altogether.
Altogether.
Yes.
Are you sure it's not up and down?
You
God.
actually don't grow them once, but eventually you get 32.
Or somebody had over 500.
I'm sorry,
And
what?
Ejiro wants to explain how.
Alright, so a 7-year-old boy in India complained a month ago that he has been having toothache. Now, I know how this feels because I have pulled two teeth, and I'm just wondering. They found out that he had over 526 teeth in his mouth, and this was found out by 2 doctors in India. The guy found out that normally about teeth pain in his gum. I know how teeth pain is gum, so as I'm saying it, I'm kind of.
I'm having goosebumps already. Oh, poor boy.
Anyways, and so he's 7 years old. That's just another thing because he has not even finished changing his tooth. So he had over 506 teeth pulled out in over 4 to 6 hours. Now this is just painful because I'm one. Anyhow, as a child, so he will recover so quickly. But Joyce, what do you think about? I've pulled the tooth. It's still I'm still not.
And considering the fact that children around 6, 7 actually changing to stuff,
Yeah,
it
he's
probably
not
won't hurt as
done.
much.
It would hurt. Ever pulled a tooth before?
No, I'm posh.
Just
I'm posh.
keep that to yourself.
Let's move now to our number 2 story. And what do we have here? Now, this one is fantastic. Now, a lot of people, what is the word I'm looking for? We have different religions in the world. Okay, we have the Hindu, we have the Islam, we have Christianity, we have Judaism. It goes on and on and on and on. Usually, a lot of religions are founded by a prophet, a messiah, somebody that people follow and aim to be like. Now, for Christianity, the man you're looking for is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Now, according to the Bible, he's supposed to be the Son of God. He came back, he died, many things. We came and we moved on. Now, how would you like to see Jesus right now? Apparently, you can. Juliet, can we?
Because it's in Kenya.
He's left, so they've deported him.
Okay, now, as Christians, we've been looking forward to this second coming of Jesus Christ. Yes, but so apparently, earlier this week, it seems Jesus stormed Africa. And he first landed in Kenya. Apparently, a pastor in Kenya claims to have found Jesus Christ working along the streets.
Wow.
And then he found
Jesus Christ walking along the street.
Yes.
Jesus Christ of Kenya, please, we need to understand which Jesus Christ.
And then took him to his congregation.
Okay.
He took him to his congregation, and he had him dressed up like the biblical version of Jesus Christ.
I don't get it. If Jesus is in a generation, he'll dress like us, not like
no church clothes.
like. So you're wearing the same clothes all this while. Oh my God.
And this is fraud. I'm so glad that the
really funny
Kenyan
story.
government did something about it, because this is
Taking advantage of people.
Why are people so gullible though? This is
Taking
why
advantage
education
of
needs to be
people.
practiced more in Africa. It should be encouraged. People that are just not educated. Some of them have gone to school, but they are illiterate. Because how would you believe that just walking on the road? I mean, let's be biblical about it. What about the trumpets? All those other things.
Exactly.
Wait. I'm going to go. It's complete nonsense. I need to say that. It's complete nonsense, rubbish. Because, first of all, trying to dress, that's not the way.
And I saw
That's
videos
not
and the
the
guy
way.
was having a good time.
He was just
They were
dancing
singing
his
something
crusade.
about Yesu, and
They were calling him
like,
Jesus.
I'm like, bro, can you be the Yesu here? Don't you know you are the Yesu involved?
I don't want to even talk about it because it's crazy. It's stupid.
Anyways, we're going to wrap it up right now with, for me, what I found to me one of the most emotionally destabilizing stories. And Ejiro is going to have us covered on this one.
Alright, so this is quite sad for me. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this actually happened. Now, a herbalist somewhere in Edo State has been raping his daughter, and apparently she got pregnant and has made her to do several abortions. Now, not just that, he was finally, found out and then taken to court. But the sad part is, on August 1st, he was sentenced to 21 years in prison. I was kind of hoping they would give him
More time.
Or the electric chair.
Forever.
Yeah.
Firing
Let him
squad.
just be there,
Lethal injection. I could go on.
I mean, I was a
And that was our number one story on the countdown. That story was just crazy. Some of the stories that we covered this week was just, I can't even wrap my mind around them. Anyway, this is where we come to the end of the weekend rundown this week, after giving you 10 of some of the craziest, mind-boggling stories that we have in this past week. We're going to be here again next week, Saturday by 10 a.m., giving you top 10 of the craziest stories that happened for that week. And on Monday, we'll be on our best behavior on The Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV. My name is Joyce Chooks. This has been the Weekend Rundown on TSL Nigeria TV. Have yourself a lovely weekend.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.